It's the Takeover. It's the Takeover right here on the award-winning CBJ Radio. We're always bringing you the coolest artists on Wednesday nights, and tonight's no different. Connecticut heavy metal band Dystopica. They formed in 2019, and they haven't stopped. They just dropped their latest album, Infinite Reflection, along with a lyric video for their 5th track they've released off this damn thing. It's called Awaken. We're stoked to have guitarist Rob and vocalist Becky back on the show. First, guys, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having us.
Wow.
Thank you so much for having us. Great to be here.
Yeah, I was telling you guys, the album is just kick-ass. It's been out since the middle of May. What has the reaction been since everyone's heard the whole thing?
So far, the reaction has been really good. We tried some new stuff for this album. We really feel that we took our sound to a whole new level, and I'm really happy with the great reception it's been getting, because it's showing me that we're going in the right direction.
Yeah. What's with it, Rob? Is it with you and Eric? Did you guys gel more of this album? What's going on?
Honestly, I think it was just more like, how do I say it? I think that, looking at the material this time around, you can see the evolution from what was to what is now. And I think the bigger thing was there was a bigger challenge to overcome. So as a result, I feel like we kind of ended up putting our best feet forward on it.
Yeah, for sure. And the first real song on the album is Revenge. I mean, this thing just punches you right in the throat. Where did you come up with the music for this, Rob?
So Becky is actually in charge of all the songwriting. So that's kind of her department. But yeah, that was definitely one of the more challenging tunes to play, for sure.
Yeah. I can imagine playing this thing live.
I write all the music, so this was a song that I thought of the riff for this song a while ago. Like, I actually thought of the riff around the time that we were working on Perception, the first EP. But I had it saved because I just felt like that it was something that it didn't quite, not that it didn't fit on our early stuff, but I wanted to save it because I felt like we weren't fully ready or I wasn't ready to complete that song and make it the way I wanted it. So I kind of saved it for the album, and I'm really happy I did. I love the way it came out. It is so much fun to play live. It's one of my new favorites to do live. I love it. It's such a high energy song.
It's amazing. Were you pissed? What's the revenge aspect?
Oh yeah, getting revenge. Basically, it's about getting revenge by just following your own passion, your dreams. If you listen to the bridge, it says, I move forward one step, I take revenge. So it's kind of like you're getting revenge for by just doing your thing, even, ignoring the haters, all that.
Well, and this thing has been a process, because I heard you say, Becky, that Awaken and Animosity were written before the last EP even came out, or they were even recorded.
Yes. It was before we recorded those two before the last EP was released.
Yeah, that's insane.
So it was a while ago.
Yeah, and the last EP came out in 2022. So
yes. So
go ahead.
I was gonna say, I was waiting. I just wanted to release those songs, so it was like, just waiting on them for like 2 years almost. Like it was so it was difficult. I wanted to release them, but
yeah, finally let the cat out of the bag. Holding on to these things had to be tough. I mean, why was that? I mean, I think you're going for your master's. Rob's teaching music. Is that why?
Yeah, we all are busy with other stuff, and it's just that it took a while just to record the album because of all the things going on. We also have shows and stuff, so just to get everyone together to record, it was just like a matter of like timing and a process. And plus, I was going for a master's. I had to write these songs, so I would write them and then we'd record them, and it was just because of that, it took longer. But we had those songs sitting and had them planned for the album.
And what are you majoring in? Music education, or what are you majoring in? So
Music
what do you
ed.
want to do?
Be a music teacher.
It's going to be crazy when you're a music teacher and you play the kids what you've been up to the last like 4 years. People are going to freak out. I mean, Rob looks the part. You don't at all, Becky.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, what do people, if they don't know what you look like when they listen to your music, what do people think when they see you live?
They're shocked. It's shocking. Yeah.
Yeah,
I get a lot of like shocked responses, and people are like, all good, but it's just like that shock factor. It's funny watching their faces.
yeah. And are you just teaching guitar, Rob, or what are you teaching?
So this year I ended up teaching what they call modern band, which is kind of like, it's pretty much inspired by what they call by School of Rock.
Yeah.
So basically it's the usual available instruments for modern band are drums, keyboard, guitar, bass, and sometimes vocals if you can get them. So
Wow.
I ended up teaching percussion or drums. Basically, I had one kid on kit. I had a couple other kids on other instruments, like, because we did songs like Lowrider and a few other Latin tunes. So we had we needed like cowbell and and claves and all that stuff. So I had kids on hand percussion. And then I did have a bass player, and then he didn't want to anymore, so I ended up doing it. I had to conduct and play bass at the same time, so that was fun. I had like 4 kids who wanted to play guitar, and I had 2 kids who wanted to play piano. So we ended up with like 2 piano kids, 4 kids playing guitar, drums, and a couple of hand percussion, but this year was also great because we ended up we also work with a nonprofit. So there was a guy who came in and he taught private lessons while I was able to teach my classes, because unfortunately my school doesn't they don't fit in the rehearsals and lessons during the day, or I should say rehearsals during the day. So I have to do them after school. And so during the day, what ends up happening is we get this other program and they take care of it. So,
Wow. How old are these kids?
So my group this year, the age group that I teach is 5th through 8th. And I think I didn't have any 8th graders this year. I had one 8th grader last year. But this year, the oldest I had were 7th graders. And then I had the majority of them were 5th and 6th grade, were the ones that were really into it.
Wow. And what do they think about you being a guitarist in a heavy metal band?
That's actually they actually think it's pretty the 8th graders, it's kind of the 7th and 8th graders, they're 7th and 8th graders. So just about anything awesome you show them doesn't impress them. but 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 some actually were pretty impressed. Some thought it was pretty cool. I think the good thing about it is that it actually kind of adds more credibility to what I do. So basically it's another opportunity to tell them, hey, when you guys graduate high school or when you go to college or after college or whenever, you can actually make a career out of music.
Yeah, which is cool. We're chatting with Rob and Becky from Dystopica. Go check them out. They're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Bandcamp. The new album, Infinite Reflection, is out along with their latest single, Awaken. There's a lyric video for Awaken. Well, Becky, you were just in the Grand Cayman Islands. That looked pretty sweet.
Yes, it was. It was so nice.
Was this a vacation because you're on break? Were you treating yourself? What was going on?
It was sort of like, I graduated, well, I actually just recently graduated my master's. I wanted to just to sort of celebrate, go to the Cayman Islands. I love it there. I went there once before, 5 years ago, actually, around the time that I first started, forming the band, or had an idea for the band 5 years ago in 2019. So anyway, I haven't been back since because of the pandemic and all that. So it was just nice to go back, and yeah.
Yeah. The pictures look pretty good.
Yeah.
How was snorkeling?
I didn't do a lot of snorkeling. I just like put the goggles on and look underwater and like look at the stuff. But like, yeah, it was cool. It was cool. They had the coral reef thing, like in the fish in the middle of the ocean, and in the middle of the ocean there, it's like because it's in the Caribbean, it's like clear water, so you could just see everything. It's like being in a pool. It's so crazy.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Far From Perfect was your first single off the album. It came out a year ago. I imagine you're not afraid of snakes because of the video, Becky.
Yeah, no, no.
If you watch the video, there's a huge snake she's holding through half of the damn video. Whose snake is this?
That's actually a friend of Rob's snake.
Wow.
And the funny thing is, his name is also Rob.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
yeah, that snake was from Rob's Reptiles.
Oh, wow.
So, and I think what happened was he had come out to one of our shows at Dingbats because he's local to the North Jersey area, and he's been a friend of mine for many years. He actually did play bass in my band Rorg like ages ago when we opened for Kitty, and we needed to put a band together because it was just myself, my pretty much my founding partner Birdman Dan, and on guitar, and then we had like an MP3 player, carrying us through our first couple shows with drums and bass on it, and then we finally like decided to hire a couple of guys to help us out, So we ended up, so he was one of the guys that played with us, and so when he came to the show, we talked. That's one of the things I think that came up in conversation was
Yeah, I noticed he has like all these reptiles and he has snakes. So I was just thinking, like, I had this idea, you know what? Let me just see if he'll let me just use the two snakes for a music video. And he did, so
It worked.
yeah, it was cool.
Well, Far From Perfect was the first single. I think it's lead in your views on Spotify, but The Dent in My Life is second, which I was it's a killer song, but I was like, wow, that's kind of weird that's like your lightest, it's your softest song.
Yes, yeah, it's different for us. It's I would say it's our first ballad type song. And with that song, it's just I feel like we try something different, adds another element, and it really like breaks up like we have on the album we have like a lot of these like fast like driving songs, and that was just like the softer one.
Yeah, no. When I first heard it, I was like, okay, well, here comes their ballad, and it's a great song. And then when I looked at your Spotify numbers, I was like, wow, well, it's winning them over. So
Yeah, I think part of the reason why I wanted that as a single is because I feel that the chorus on it is so big and it's catchy, so it does have that like it is like it has that sound of a single. So I figured we'll go with it.
yeah, no, for sure. Who's this Randall Hammer that does your guys' video?
Yeah, he does all our videos. He is a video editor. He does the lyric videos, and he also does the music videos. So we film. Actually, my dad actually filmed because he does like some of our videos, like just filming it. So him and I will film, and then I go through the video and I like edit it and like cut out whatever, just go through like what to send to Randall, and then I send all the footage to Randall, and he puts it together, and it comes out great.
Oh, wow. He does just pretty much edit the video.
Yes.
Huh. That's cool. Well, I Am Gemini, which you guys released as a video, but not as a single. First, the song is crazy, but you're a classically trained vocalist, right, Becky?
Yes.
Because, when you listen to this song, it's like, holy shit, how is she hitting these notes, which you can. But then in the video, you just make it look so easy when you're just standing there singing, which I know you're lipping it or whatever to the song, but how hard was it to record this song?
It was difficult. This is my hardest song, definitely.
Going from both styles.
Yes. That's what makes it really tricky. It was definitely a challenge for me. I challenged myself, but I wanted a song where I would just sing classical and like really high, and just growl, and that's the one.
So when you're recording this thing, do you do all the high parts and then do the growls later? How did it
This
work?
was the only one that I did like this. I actually did split it where I did all the high stuff and then growl after. Usually I just do it like all together, but for this one, because I wanted it so drastically different, I did do it separate. So to get that like really drastic change. But I mean, it is a song that we haven't done it live yet, but I would like to do live. We're thinking of doing live in the future, and it's definitely it's a challenge, but it is fun to do. It's fun to like to sing the classical stuff and then drop and just growl.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you pulled this thing off live yet. Rob,
Yeah.
how was making the video?
Was a lot of fun because for me, it was kind of tapping into something that I hadn't done in a while, and I was so glad to be doing it again. I used to be in a horror punk band called Crypt Stripper, and now they're called Glampire. It features the original singer of the Murder Dolls, Dizzy Drastic, and so he plays drums for them. And so him and the singer, many years ago they were engaged, but they still continue the band. So the two of them are still playing together, and that's actually where I learned my makeup skills. So all that makeup that I learned, because we did a bunch of different ones when I was in that band. Eventually I settled on one that I use pretty much, or that I decided I wanted to use pretty much consistently through the band. But I decided to kind of bring back a few old techniques. I remember there was one gig we did where we did something that looked like we had like blood coming from our eyes or something. So I was like, you know what, we could do that with the black, and we can just make it look more like crackles, or that kind of thing, or like the lightning, kind of like the lightning bolts, kind of the stuff you see with some of the more modern black metal guys. So
That's kind of similar to what you do with Connor and Eric's makeup, right?
Yeah, that's basically what I did. I used the same technique for that. And it was like, so we got something a little closer. The only difference is that we didn't have like I guess what Bobby Blitz from Overkill calls the clown white. We didn't have the clown white. I went with foundation instead, which still kind of looks pretty good anyway. And you still get the desired effect. And by accident, this was the fun part. By accident, there was some residue of the black makeup, and I ended up getting a little bit of what looked like a gray color, kind of near the temples. So then you get kind of that emaciated look, which makes it even look cooler.
Yeah.
So it was fun. It was fun bringing out my makeup skills again.
Yeah, that's true. Because I saw that on the bottom of the video that you did. The three guys, or you and the other two guys, makeup, and then Becky did her own. But go check out I Am Gemini from Dystopica. Go check out Dystopica. Go follow them. They're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Go to YouTube. Check everything out. Infinite Reflection, along with the latest lyric video for Awaken, is out now, and you're going to hear Awaken here in a minute or so. Rob, you're a wrestling fan?
I am.
What do we watch? Do we watch WWE, AEW? What? Both? What?
Lately, honestly, I haven't been keeping track of WWE lately, but I have been paying attention a little bit to AEW, especially since they released Fight Forever on PlayStation Plus for free. So I picked that up. I played through the game, and I was like, you know what? This company definitely has something going for it. I think they just need to make a few different moves in a few different places, and I think they'll have something really awesome. Yeah, I think the thing with WWE is they have the legacy.
Yeah.
They have the legacy. They've been around since pretty much the 70s. They've been around forever. So you're going after pretty much the biggest corporate wrestling company on this side of the hemisphere. And then you got the guys in AEW who are, honestly, it's kind of like what it used to be. It's like the Monday Night Wars again.
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah.
But it's great. It's just great to see. And usually what I do is I usually keep up through social media. So I watch everything from NJPW to the indies. What was it? I started watching a bit of Game Changer Wrestling ever since I saw the documentary on Nick Gage
Yeah.
on Dark Side of the Ring. So I watched all like the deathmatch stuff and I was like, all right, we're gonna go through a flaming table. Awesome.
Yeah. I'm going to hit you over the head with a fluorescent light bulb. Okay. I'll watch that. So,
Oh yeah, and then of course the oh my gosh, and then Nick Gage going up against David Arquette of all people.
yeah, that was insane.
That was wild.
Yeah. Arquette's lucky he's alive, but, pretty
Oh yes.
crazy. Insidious Onset. Did you set out to make a 7.5 minute song?
No, I basically I just decided I'm just gonna write it and as whatever as if it turns out to be long, it's long. If not, whatever. But I didn't really put a timer on it. I just like wrote the music and decided, let it end up where it ends up, and it ended up being that long.
Well, it works. And all the songs on this album, I think there's a couple in the 3 minutes, but I mean, all of them are like over 4 minutes long.
Yeah, I don't like to just shorten it to just shorten it. If it sounds better long, I keep it long.
Yeah, you don't care, which is good. And when you were doing a couple at a time, I guess it really didn't matter either, when you were doing them.
Yeah, some people like to have shorter songs for like streams and stuff, which I get, but I mean, I don't want to like sacrifice the song just for that, Let it be it's as long as it needs to be.
Yeah. Well,
for me, 5 minutes, I mean, for a song is not that bad. I mean, I listen to Rush and stuff, so, and yeah.
You're an attractive woman, Becky.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, you were doing heavy metal. How many weirdos try and get a hold of you?
That's an interesting question. Yeah, just definitely weirdos.
Yeah. I can only imagine what is coming in your DMs, but man, playing August 4th with Sepsis. Have we played with these guys before?
We actually did, but we played with them at Toad's place back in January. It was like a for Opus's birthday bash. He's a musician in Connecticut, well known in the Connecticut New Haven area, and it was like a double stage, like sort of like mini festival. We didn't get the chance to like talk to them, but they were playing the same night on the other stage.
Nice. Well, it's kind of the core three of you guys. Who's the new female that's been playing with you lately?
Oh, Shannon. Yeah, so she filled in for Connor because Connor was actually on his honeymoon in late June. Yeah, so he couldn't do those shows. So I knew Shannon. She's amazing. She's a great bassist and guitarist. So I was like, can you fill in on guitar with us for these shows? And she said yes. And yeah, it was awesome.
Oh, well, that's cool. I guess that's a good excuse if you're on your honeymoon.
Yeah.
Let you miss.
Yeah, I didn't blame him. I was like, you have fun.
Yeah, we don't want you to get a divorce already. You just got married, so we'll let you go on your honeymoon. And then the album, I'm like, wow, it ends with Blackout, the cover from the Scorpions. I mean, it's another just curveball thrown at you.
Yeah, that cover is actually Rob's idea.
Wow, you must be a Scorpions fan, Rob.
I am, and that's actually my favorite Scorpions song, and I still remember the first time I heard it was on Dee Snider's House of Hair back when I was in, I think, high school, and when his radio show first had gotten syndicated. And I just remember it was like a Saturday night, and this was back when, the internet wasn't it was a thing, but it wasn't that big of a thing. So it was like, so basically we still had radio and television to get our music. And so back then it was just that I remember hearing it and then I never heard it again. But I just remember listening to it and I was like, this is really good. This is probably the best Scorpion song I've heard, aside from Rock You Like a Hurricane and pretty much every other Scorpion song I hear on the radio. I was like, this one, where's this one been?
Yeah.
So
some gems.
that song has stuck with me forever.
Yeah. I'm old. I totally remember when all we had was you had to go dig for music, or you had to go to the actual record store. There wasn't any internet back trying to find music. It was back in the good old days when you'd actually buy a CD or a cassette tape and listen to the whole damn thing.
Yeah, you record your cassettes from the radio too. That was another thing.
Yeah, totally. You heard a good song. I got to record it on my Maxell cassette tape here, and so I can listen to it later. But yeah, I mean, these songs are different, but I mean, what was the thought process in this thing? Because this album's a beast.
Oh, thank you. I wanted to make sure the album that it was cohesive and like tells a story of time and evolution of through time, but that each song is different from one another. You know, I don't like an album where some of the songs sound the same, you know. So every song's different. Every song it stands out on its own. But together they are like they all fit within you know, the album. When I kind of like was planning the album, I have all these song ideas and stuff, and I still have more song ideas sitting for our next thing. But you know, I was just like going through seeing which ones fit the best together, and then like, you know, the placement of them, like how the order should be and all that. And yeah, I love the way it turned out. I'm so happy.
No,
So.
you said it, cohesive. I think that's a good word. They're all different, but they all fit in a weird way. So.
Yes, they do, and I carefully like planned it so that each song, some go straight into the other, and some like it just works, you know, like this one song will go into the next song. So it's Episodic Waves ends and goes straight into My Fault, you know. And like I'm a Gemini ends with like a growl, but then Far From Perfect starts with me doing like this like growl thing to start the song. So I kind of like put those together.
Yeah, no, it's great. Infinite Reflection, go and check it out. Their latest single, Awaken. The lyric video just dropped as well. Awaken, tell us about the song before we play it.
All right, this song, well, as you know, it was actually the first song we recorded for the album. It's basically about taking control of your life, and yeah, I love this song. It's one of my favorites to do live. Very high energy. Yeah,
it's awesome. Track 3, it's like the second official song on the new one. Rob, will we ever tour?
I'm hoping we do.
Me too.
I really would like to. I would really, really like to go everywhere that our fans are. And honestly, I mean, I've been playing in effectively the tri-state area for the last, let's see, since 2011. So that's 13 years I've been in this just one area. Like, it's either New York, New Jersey, or Connecticut. The one time that I was outside of that area, or not New England, I should say not New England, was Pennsylvania, Philadelphia. That was the farthest I've gone outside of the New England area.
Wow. Well, head west.
Or the Northeast, really.
Yeah,
so that was
head west. We love heavy metal out here. So go and support them and get them here. Dystopica, they're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Go to YouTube, check out all their stuff. Infinite Reflection is out now, and here is Awaken. Rob and Becky, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thanks so much for having us.
It's the Takeover, CBJRadio.com.